Nowadays, mobile devices are being used for much more than just making calls or surfing the internet. If a device is used for work purposes, then sensitive data could be stored in emails, spreadsheets, and other files stored on the device. We need to consider ways in which to protect sensitive data, whilst at the same time embracing the benefits of mobile computing. One of the major advantages of using mobile device management is that we can protect enrolled devices from data loss. For example, if the device is lost or reported stolen. Without an effective mobile device management solution in place, the data on the lost device could become a significant security risk. Mobile device management allows us to perform remote actions on our enrolled devices. The remote actions that you can perform include issuing a reset password, which forces the user to reset their password on the device. Restart, which will shut down and restart the device remotely. Retire or wipe, which offers us two options. We can select if wipe, which will remove only the corporate data managed by Intune, leaving all personal data intact, or a full wipe. This option will wipe the device and return it to its factory default settings. And we can run a scan, which allows us to start a malware scan on the device and update Windows Defender Security Intelligence, which will update the malware definitions on the device. We can also perform a sync, which will immediately force a device to check into Intune. Other remote actions that you can perform include Autopilot Reset, which is used to remove personal files, apps, and settings and reset a Windows 10 device ready for a new user. Delete, which allows you to remove the device from Intune management. Fresh Start, which removes any apps that were installed on a Windows 10 PC and it updates the PC to the latest version of Windows. Intune can also be used to either refresh policies, which forces a manual refresh of the pulses from Intune to the device. And you can force a refresh inventory so that the device sends the latest inventory information back to Intune. And finally, you can remotely lock a device. The device needs to be unlocked by a user to be accessible again, and they'll need to enter their PIN or password. Let's drop onto our demo tenant and see the various remote actions that we can take on devices that have been enrolled into Intune. I've logged in my Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and on the left-hand side, I'll select Devices, and then select All Devices. Here we can see the two machines that have been enrolled into MDM. Notice that Adele's machine is not shown here, as that is a BYOD device has only been registered to Azure Active Directory. If we want to see all devices that have been joined to Azure AD, I'll select Azure AD Devices, and here you can see Adele's machine. Let's click Adele's machine first. Notice there are limited options we can perform with a registered device. I can disable or delete the device. With an Intune enrolled device, we have much more control. And here on the top menu bar, you can see the various options available for managing the device. We can retire the device, completely wipe the device, delete the device from management, force a sync, force a restart, or even a fresh start on the machine. Performing an autopilot reset will allow the machine to be reprovisioned for another user. And if I select more here, we can force an anti-malware scan, update the signatures for Windows Defender, and also rename the device. Notice that several options are grayed out, and this is because the remote actions are platform-specific. If I return to all devices and select the iPhone, you can see we can force a remote lock or remove the passcode from the device. We also don't see the autopilot functionality because that relates to Windows devices, and if I click more, we can see other options that are not available for this mobile device.